issue.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Meg.
And this is Michelle.
And this is Not My Issue. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 10.
Number 10.
Crazy.
Lucky number 10, baby.
I know. Wow. Every week I'm just like, how are we still doing this?
I know, but we do have a little tiny announcement.
We do.
This is going to be our last episode for a little bit. We're very sadly breaking into seasons. So this is the end of our season number 1, and we are going to come back with even better content with season number 2.
Yeah, we are super excited. Yes, the merch is coming. I promise you guys, I just want to make it perfect. If we're going to put something out, I want it to be like A1.
So we're doing some testing like we love to do.
We do testing with books and merchandise, and it's coming. I promise. You guys will be the first to know it's out.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to do it like we always do, Michelle. Let's go. How was your week?
I've had a very peaceful week, like very peaceful.
She says peaceful, guys, but like she did go out.
Oh right, I did go
Girl,
golfing.
don't forget.
I did go golfing. Okay, so a very wise man, aka my father, told me, I don't understand why you're on these dating apps, why you are in people's DMs, why you're doing all this stuff. The best way to pick up a good looking man is picking your little booty up with a bucket of balls and going to the driving range.
Facts.
So what have I been doing? I've been training for my LPGA tour coming up next year, guys. Catch me on TV soon, and I will be practicing for my golfing career coming up soon.
You guys
with
don't
my
understand.
husband on my arm.
That's right. That's right. Last year, Megan became a professional golfer. I took lessons. I bought the clubs that now Kylie Jenner owns. Okay? I had them first, though.
Who had it first, Meg?
Who had it first? Let's talk about it. Okay? Took lessons, did the whole thing. Like, I feel like I'm pretty good. I got my mom's validation in front of my friends tonight.
Yeah,
so it was like, I'm ready to golf, but now it's closed down. So we are going to take a couple weeks break because of this crazy pandemic, and we are going to follow the rules and socially distance.
Yeah,
and
socially distance from ourselves.
From sadly.
Other,
I know. I gave Michelle like the biggest hug. I'm like, I can't not see you for weeks.
I know. I'm like, catch me on house party. I'll see you on Zoom. I'll see you on anything.
It's so sad.
Yeah,
but
you got to do what you got to do. Got to follow the rules once in a while.
Right.
And yeah, we're going to do that. But we're also, like, while we're off, we are going to be working so hard on crazy content coming for you guys. You know our research. We're going to be doing that. We are working on merch and everything coming up for our second season.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And how was your week? You didn't even tell us.
Oh, God. How was my week? Did I go on any dates? No. But, like, I solidified, I think, the rest of my roster, guys.
I thought you were going to say you solidified the rest of your life. I was like,
I wish.
We really made some moves
I
from
got it
last week.
together, guys, after a week. I solidified. I think it's just one of one now because, I don't even know what to say about him. But, like, we like him.
Yeah.
He is a mood. He is a vibe. Michelle knows how much I vibe with this guy. So, yeah, I can't really expose myself, but we're doing fine. Is that what I'm going to say?
When the time is right.
When the time is right.
Identities will be revealed.
Yes.
When the time is right.
Yes. And I am happy. I am content, and I am satisfied, which is the most important, ladies. Let's go.
We do have another special announcement to make.
The time has come. All right. I'm going to introduce him because...
Yes, Meg, take the reins on this one.
Well, this has been a long time coming. And I told this person that if I ever do a podcast, you have to come on. He is legitimately me, but in male form. I will call this person up at 2 a.m. and be like, guess what I did? And he'll be like, bet I did it too. Michelle and him met tonight for the first time. And we have honestly, this is a very late night recording. We have been talking all night. And it just makes me happy that we're all vibing.
Who
but
do we not vibe with? That's the real question.
Facts.
But
Everybody.
Yeah.
Invite us to your party. Invite us to your boat this summer. Hit us up.
Do party tricks.
But I'm so excited that he's here and that I get to introduce him. I love him so much. He's one of my best friends. Welcome to the pod, Carlo.
Carlo.
That was such an intense intro.
I know. You're welcome.
I was all like nervous for the last 30 seconds. I was like, whoa.
You're like, oh my God.
I got a lot to live up to.
I gotta talk a lot.
That's
How
the first
are
time
you?
I've been like announced like
that?
yeah.
I
Like a
know.
big lead up.
I know. You're welcome. That's what I do.
Like, had like some intro music going.
Right?
Or something
I
like
might.
That.
I might just edit it in.
Introducing.
I know. I would have been so fired up.
Yeah.
You fired up, baby? Let's
A
go.
little bit after that intro. I was like, whoa.
Well, you
didn't
gotta
know-
bring
I
that
didn't
good
know that was
content.
coming,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Let's go.
You gotta bring the content.
I soaked so much in from that, like everything you guys were saying initially. I didn't know this was a season finale for one.
It is,
It
yeah.
is.
For our
You
first like season one.
Withheld that
we're gonna
information
say.
from me, and I got here 3 hours ago.
Well, I mean, I'm happy that you
Facts.
got to be on season 1, considering it's been forever that we've been talking about having you on. So
We
I know.
have,
And every
we
time
have.
you've mentioned me on the podcast before, it's always like a subtle like, oh, I have this friend. I'm just like,
This
oh,
is
that's
one of my best friends.
one of my 4
Yeah.
best friends.
And
Literally,
I'm in
I always
my
say
car,
it.
fucking driving to work, and just like, oh, it's me.
That's me. I love
me.
it. So, okay, maybe we should explain how we met. Do you even remember
I
how
don't
we
even
met?
know how you guys met.
I didn't think you would, but
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that in your hands. 'cause
yeah, because you probably don't
I
remember
was gonna
because
say, I
you
legitimately
obviously
don't remember.
slid into my DMs. That's probably, you know what? I'm 10 out of 10, 100% sure.
Isn't that how all great friendships start?
Yeah. He was like, oh, hot blonde. Let me slide in. But to be fair, we were both in the fitness industry. And I think back when we first connected, and it was years ago, but we really connected as best friends this past year and a half, I would say.
Through COVID, really.
COVID. Yeah, you're right.
I feel like that's where the best friendships have really formed, is during COVID. You really like dropped those people that were like half-assed there. You added and like you really solidified those friendships with people. And I love that.
Yeah, we definitely became friends over Instagram first. And we just vibed. He's a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
we
I'm
love to
pretty,
see it. You know, I love my bodybuilders too. My pro athletes and bodybuilders. What's up? He's bodied.
Yeah. Like, I'm a humble guy, though.
Humble. Okay,
I
babe.
guess I'm okay. Like,
Yeah. It's,
Check my Instagram though.
yeah, I
We'll
was
plug you later. I
Mr.
promise.
Natural Ottawa 2015. But
I'm,
whatever, though.
But
Yeah,
whatever.
who's
Yeah.
I'm not counting.
That's actually the first year I started competing. So maybe that's how we started maybe to know
Probably.
each other. But we really connected the last, I would say, year and a bit.
Yeah. I was like, this is a like innocent, wholesome looking.
Wholesome girl.
It's a little angel.
probably
little
go,
angel
like-
lady.
As you should.
We can go to
think.
church together.
Oh, I mean,
Fair.
is that what you guys did? Your first hangout?
Yeah,
was,
we went to church.
Church?
No, our first hangout, we.
You took that question so serious.
I'm going to.
No, that's
we
not
didn't.
what we did our first dates.
We did not go to
first
church.
hangout, sorry,
I
not
know, I'm like
first
date
date.
chill. But the first time we really hung out, we went to a drive-in movie. It was so fun.
That was fun.
It was like one of the best times, honestly. It was a
Yeah.
really, really fun time. Yeah, but obviously slid into my DMs. Who doesn't?
That's true. Are you a professional athlete by chance, Carla? It's never been brought up, but
I mean,
Do you have a blue check mark?
at some point, maybe.
At some point. No, he's humble.
I'm a professional at some things. But I don't
Hey,
know.
hey,
Athletics.
But yeah, that's how we met, and
Yeah.
I think we've just vibed ever since. Although
Yeah.
I did get mad at him last year.
Why? What happened?
I can't remember. You can't remember either.
We both can't remember, but
That's the best
You
part.
had your first fight?
We did. We both can't remember, but I deleted him.
Oh.
I
We
did the
know
whole-
we know that block button is heavy. We know it is.
Girl, that doesn't even work for guys I'm just like dating or seeing
and
or
it
talking
worked
to.
because I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, he came back.
They
Ladies,
always come
they
back.
always come back, baby.
I think
But
I gave you
yeah.
the text. I was like, did you really just fucking block me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I blocked him, deleted him on Snapchat, on Instagram. I was like, nope. And I get a text like, did you actually block me on everything? I said,
Oh my gosh.
yes, I did. But then
Okay.
we like became good again, obviously.
But
But
we've
this-
said this before too. That's actually what made us closer.
Facts. Yeah, I
You gotta
did.
have a little. You gotta ruffle the feathers a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta make them miss you to be
gotta-
closer.
You know what? You gotta make them miss you, talk about you. Can we bring that up about someone that's been talking about you tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. So tonight, we're all just vibing here. We're like getting to know each other, Michelle and Carlo, and like there's the three of us here. And Michelle posted something on her story. It's like
My close friends. though.
a close friend story. Michelle's got a great ass. Okay? Straight up. She does. She's got a great ass. And she should show it off. Okay? So she did a little cheeky little thing in my mirror. As she should.
Fully clothed. Let me
Fully
put that out
clothed.
there.
Fully clothed. What's up? What's good? And this guy who's not on her roster.
He's a great friend.
How long have you known this good friend?
Yeah.
Just over a year.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's call him a good friend, everybody.
Okay.
This good friend got a little pressed when she posted that because Michelle also has his friends on Close Friends on Instagram. And he didn't love the fact that she posted that because now at their little get together, she's a topic of conversation, as she should be because she's hot. Why wouldn't she be?
See, I think it is kind of a little bit of insecurity because if roles were reversed here and my friends were showing me these pictures of him and we're like, whoa, like look how good he looks, I would be like, oh yeah, like he does look good, and I would feel like kind of good, like, oh, like that's my guy, like
Facts. Like I
know?
would want my guy to be like, damn, look at that girl. She's my good friend.
my good friend.
She's my girl. She's my best friend. Like, look how hot she looks. Do you not, like, would you not rep that,
Carla,
Carla?
what's your stance?
Well, you already know how I feel about it.
Well, tell the people.
But no, I know.
No one
I'm
else
like,
knows, baby. Let the people
I'm
know.
gathering my thoughts. So, for sure, insecurity for one.
Okay,
Because,
well, this is a perfect thing. If
Yeah.
I posted something, let's
Right.
say, I post a lot of stuff sometimes. Like,
yeah. Half
you know,
the time you send it to me first, and you're like, should I post this? And I'm
I
just like,
do.
honestly, yeah. Like,
he is my go-to guy that I'm like, should I post this?
And, like, have
I'm
I
like,
ever
is
said
this too
no?
much? And you're like, post it.
It's never too much, honey.
It's never too much. It's like, I'm
But-
saving this to my,
and
like,
you
files.
know, you know that if I, like, legitimately, like, didn't like it, I would tell you.
Facts. But if I posted something like that, for example, would you get pressed if your guys were like, yo, she looks good?
No.
No.
At all, because
don't
well,
get it
exactly what
either.
you said, and to the point where it makes me wonder if it's annoying him that much, like maybe he has the wrong friends.
Exactly.
You know what I
That was
mean?
my exact response back, because I said, I think this is a your friend's problem and not a my problem. So why am I hearing about
If
this?
they're talking about it to the point where it's annoying him and frustrating him, to the point where like maybe they're talking about it in a weird way that's making him uncomfortable, it doesn't have to do with you.
Exactly.
It's the people he's with.
Exactly.
Because if it was my friends, for example, I can confidently say like no one would make me feel weird about it.
Well, it's either he's with those friends, or he likes her. Let's be honest.
Well, he obviously does.
But my whole thing is like, a guy only cares when he cares about the girl,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Or like there's so much you can pick apart from that. Like if it makes him insecure that his friends are looking at it, maybe like I'm no fucking psychiatrist, but like maybe
We give
You're about to be.
unsolicited
Yeah.
advice here.
but like maybe in the back of his head it's like, yo, like like my friends are starting to look at her now, so like maybe there's a chance of like my friends hooking up with her, blah blah blah, like maybe because my friends are showing interest in her, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like that might be like the shit that's going through his mind, and that's why he's getting upset.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which again, it's just him not being secure enough to know that like if you guys were hypothetically dating, then like he shouldn't have to worry.
I hype up my friends. Like, if they're hot, I'm like, yo, get it.
Yeah, same.
yeah,
Get
same.
it.
Whether it's a guy or a girl, in the exact
Right.
same way. I'm like, ooh, like you're looking fine.
You're looking fine.
Boy, you're looking fine, girl.
And thank God I have these friends because they hype me up heavy on the gram.
Yeah.
And sometimes that gets
Sometimes a little too much.
Carlo in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Let's
been
talk
nice.
about it.
This is, I think, like segues into one of my questions for Carlo.
Amazing. Let's go.
Guy and girl friendships.
Oh, that's
What's
a tough one.
like? What's your stance on it when you have a girlfriend? Let's say you're in a relationship right now. What's your
Yeah.
stance on you having a girl best friend and your girl having a guy best friend?
It sucks because I am admittedly biased. Like in a perfect world, I could have all the best girlfriends I want, and she would have 0 guy friends. But that's obviously not
Okay.
realistic at all.
Yeah,
It's big on you have to have a shit ton of trust,
for sure.
right?
And where do you think? Sorry, go ahead.
No, because I do genuinely have like really good girlfriends. Like clearly, obviously, you have to be really secure with yourself to like accept the fact that I have hot friends.
Yes.
Essentially,
Yeah. And that is something that we have struggled with in our friendship only because, like, again, we hype each other up online. People misconstrue stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, you've left comments on my photos. I've left comments on your photos. And it's like, you got people like DMing each other like, oh, are they together or are they not together? And we are genuinely friends. Like, I love him to death. Yeah. But at the same time, people get really upset.
They do get really upset. They get confused. Like, in fairness, though, what sucks is that, in fairness, I can see from their perspective why that would be confusing and why that could potentially upset somebody. But
it's fair.
And which is, like, I'm able to deal with that. Like, if I was hypothetically dating somebody and they brought that up in the right way and was like, can you explain, like, this made me uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. If they don't trust me enough to accept that, then we have a problem.
Yeah.
Because I can understand how that would upset somebody. I wouldn't get upset at somebody for bringing that up to me because I can see why it makes sense.
I have questions for you. I did like a couple of them.
Yeah, shoot them.
Okay, so tell me what your ideal girl would be.
That's so tough because I genuinely, and if you look at my dating history, they're all fucking different. I don't have a type.
No.
Like how some people have types, I don't necessarily have a type. You get
like them all.
Like them all.
You're all welcome.
You get to a point, we were just talking about this, like you can be hot as, like, the hottest girl in the world. But if I don't, like, it might be fun initially, but if you don't click with somebody on a personal level, like, you're legitimately going to lose attraction for somebody.
Right. But I also feel like you're a very secure guy and you've dated someone that, let's just say, posts a lot of photos online and is more explicit online, and you've been cool with that. And not a lot of guys can deal with that.
Yeah. Well,
so tell us how you perceive that, because I think that's important, because I think a lot of guys get very, insecure, and that's fair, and jealous, and like just how girls like just how girls get insecure when their man likes a girl's bikini pic. So, like, tell me how you approach that. Like, how do you not, like, get that jealousy?
So for me, it's weird because it's a lot in how I was raised and grew up. So I feel like I'm a good judge of character, for one. So like the ex you're talking about in specific, like, she made her living doing that. So I'm the type of guy that, like, I can take someone and separate their work life from their personal life, and in this case, like, their work persona from who they are as a person. And it just, I can see them, I can separate the two easily, whereas some people can't. The majority of guys can't.
Majority can.
Yeah.
You can post, like, well, fuck, the perfect example is your picture that you posted that pissed off that guy, like,
which was nothing.
Which was absolutely nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and again, if it was me, I can see it and look at it in a completely different light. Like, it wouldn't bother me at all. So it has to do with a lot of being secure. And that's just, I don't know. I don't know if it was like I was just born to be secure with myself, or if it just happened over time, like, as I grew up. There's a lot of other factors too. Like,
but do you think that because we've been in the fitness industry, do you think you're used to showing off your body and showing off, like, how you look and things like that, that might have made you a little bit more secure?
As I look back at it now, for sure.
Yeah, maybe the fitness industry, like, helped us with that.
I think that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Because once you get sucked into that, you're used to seeing, like, the
perfection.
Most gorgeous fucking people in the best shape of their life every fucking, like, all the time almost.
Right.
To the point where you get desensitized to it.
Right.
Right? Like, I know, like, the majority of my girlfriends are fucking compete in bikini, whatever, like, you know what I mean? Just for an example.
Yeah.
Like, I've worked in strip clubs the last, like, few years, so, like, I'm just desensitized to a lot of, like
beautiful women, or seeing, like, women,
and I can separate what they do from who they are, if that makes sense.
I think it does help when you're in the fitness industry.
Yeah,
and
it does,
you're
for
right.
sure.
You see the people and their physiques, and, like, they look amazing, and you're like, oh, okay.
And
like,
for somebody to not get that, who doesn't understand that, it's a lot to, like, embrace. It's a lot to get used to. Like, oh, like, so all your friends do this shit, eh? Like, yeah, I understand that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just being, like, knowing that your boyfriend's around these, like, beautiful women all the time, too, I think would be, like, triggering. Yeah. For a lot of, like, more insecure girls as well, too. Have you, like, dealt with a lot of, like, jealous girlfriends and stuff like that, or jealous people in in your past relationships that like
Yeah.
can't deal with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
In fairness, I'm a jealous guy too.
Yeah.
I'll admit that, and it's like probably one of my worst like relationship qualities, is that I can be a jealous guy too.
Yeah.
That always plays a factor, which sucks.
But at least you can admit it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think everybody's got a little bit.
First step.
The first step, but I think everybody has a little like spike of jealousy. But like
I can
at the
confidently
same
say
time.
I'm self-aware. Like I can point out my own flaws.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm a jealous guy, I'm not gonna hide it and say I'm not. Like I'm definitely 100% I'm a jealous guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think because you're secure in yourself that you're okay with whoever you're with, like posting what they want or doing what they want.
Yeah. And again, like here's my thing. If you give me a reason not to trust you, then that shit'll bother me. If I have no reason not to trust somebody, like I can't say anything.
Right. That's my
can't say
whole thing
anything.
too. Like if you know they're coming home to you, then
Yeah.
why are you mad? You know?
Exactly. It just has to build from like the foundation of the relationship, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Is if you have a strong base, then there's like not going to be a lot of things that can make it crumble.
Right. I agree.
You feel me?
I feel you, girl.
That's why, like, if you get red flags right off the bat, like that message, like, no, that's
No.
only gonna get way worse.
Love you, honey.
Yeah.
But we gotta stop it.
Like, if you gotta deal with that now, he's gonna be making you wear a fucking t-shirt in the pool. Like,
I love it.
you're gonna be in there with fucking water wings on, like nobody gets
Watch
to look
me
at this.
float, baby.
Baby.
Okay, so I think from our episode last week, we have got a lot of feedback from guys, girls, etc.
We did.
Of some things that a lot of people agree with, for sure, but there has been some things that have ruffled some feathers. Yeah.
They did.
Yeah,
They
so
did.
one of my questions to you, Carlo, as a guy, is when you are, let's say, if you were ghosting a girl or you were in a breakup with a girl, her going completely ghost on you versus being all over social media, posting that she's out, posting little thirst traps.
Yeah.
What is the most, like, what is the dagger to the heart that's
Dude.
really going to be effective?
I'm so ready for this fucking answer.
Let's
We have
go,
no
baby.
idea. There's no worse feeling in the fucking world than getting legitimately just left on red, ghosted.
And she goes a little bit MIA on social.
Because that's when you know that she's like, oh, fuck. Like, she's actually done.
She's done.
Like, if you keep an argument going for, like, hours, days, like, a week's at a time, you know that they're still in there. Like, even though you're fighting, like, you know that, like, she's putting in this much time to fight with me because, like, she's still, there's, like, a
Like, she
glimmer.
cares.
There's still a glimmer of hope. Like,
Yeah,
she
and
cares.
it still gives you a little bit of opportunity to, like,
Yeah.
to plead your case.
The
right?
second you stop hearing from them, you're like, whoa. Like,
You're like, what?
whoa, where the fuck did she go?
happened?
Yeah. And that's when you start freaking out and you're like, oh no.
And that's when you start hurting.
Yeah.
Eh? That's when you start hurting. That's what
Right?
gets you
Yeah.
guys.
Right? So from last week's episode, we talked about becoming the bitch. And I said, like, everybody thinks I'm too nice. I give the wrong impression.
Yo,
'cause I'm
I've told you you're too nice.
yes.
Several times, in fact.
Yes. I get it more often than not, I would say.
Yes.
But for you, dating someone,
Mm.
would you say that you would rather date the bitch that gives you that attitude or the girl that's like, you know, bringing you cookies on the second date?
It's tough because obviously if you get like the girl that spoils you with everything right off the bat feels great initially. So even if you don't like that girl, you're going to want that around. Even if it's somebody you don't like, you're just like, fuck, like I can't lose this. Like this is too much. Like it's too good right off the bat that like it almost clouds your judgment. Like maybe you might convince yourself that you do like them because of all this like attention and shit you're getting. But in the back of your head, maybe you don't actually have that connection.
And these are the points we wanted to ask.
I know.
And then like on the opposite end, if you're too bitchy, it might just not make me want to be like to talk to you at all.
Right.
So there has to be like a gray
steady-
area, like
yeah,
somewhere in
a
between.
medium. Because I think sometimes, like,
You
if you're
can't-
too nice,
yeah.
it's like you get pushed over. But if you're like too bitchy, it's like, fuck, this girl's like a lot. I can't deal with this.
You have to find like the common ground in between. If you go too extreme on either end, someone's becoming the pushover.
Right.
Like if you're getting like spoiled, if this girl's throwing everything at you right off the bat, she's gonna end up being the pushover like later on as this relationship develops, right? Because then it becomes expected.
Right.
But if you let a girl just be a complete bitch to you right off the bat and you accept it, now the guy's the pushover.
So I have a question for you too. What do you think about girls that sleep with you on the first date?
Please answer this. Yes.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
So let's say you guys are vibing, you like her, and
Yeah.
she's like, she sleeps with you,
Yeah.
but you like her, like you had a great date.
Yeah.
Now tell me, do you think differently because she slept with you, or how do you perceive it? Or were you like, oh, I wish she had waited?
Yeah. So you're like, let's say hypothetically, like everything was perfect, like clicked on all cylinders, like perfect girl, whatever. If it does happen, great, like best first date ever, soulmate, like you can only
Soulmate.
in the back of your head, like you're just rushing off adrenaline, like, oh my God, this is fucking perfect. But I'm the type of guy that where like once the excitement calms down a bit and you start to like clear your head, you start to creep up like little what if things in your head, like okay, like fuck, like that girl is perfect, but like fuck, I wonder how many guys she's fucked on the first date.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah, it's those like little questions.
you start to get doubts creep in your head.
Right.
So even though I hate saying it, ideally, and there's been many times where this has happened, where I don't fuck on the first date, and it ends
Right.
up being like a blessing in disguise. Because I'll end up dating, like hypothetically, let's say I end up dating that person for years, and like I'll think back to that and be like, oh, like she must have actually genuinely liked me, and like
Right.
wasn't easy, and like I don't have those doubts creep in my head because of that.
Right.
I've never been in a relationship, like a real like good relationship, like a serious relationship where I hooked up with that girl on the first date. I
That's a good
don't
point,
think
actually.
ever. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like vice versa. Like I don't think I've ever had a serious relationship with a girl that I've fucked on the first date.
Wow.
That's big.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's what we need to
So
hear.
obviously there's like outliers to every situation, but based on like my experience, it's just so happened to work out that way.
Okay, so some of the feedback that Meg and I both have gotten from some of our guy friends about Why Men Love Bitches last week is that a lot of the advice we gave is good and true if we're talking about playing a game and all of that stuff with guys who are in the younger, like mid to young 20s. And as soon as you start getting to the late 20s, early 30s and above, those kind of games don't really work because guys like that are more mature. And if a girl is like just playing games right off the bat, they're gonna just be like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm not sticking around for this and I'm not doing that. So what is your kind of perspective listening to last week's episode and the whole game perspective of trying to play them before they play you?
Yeah, like it's true. Like everything you said on that last one was true. Like it probably, like it would give the female the upper hand. But the more you listen to it and like break it apart, it takes away from like the natural organic way of how like a relationship should develop. So like if you start to perceive relationships as a game, like right off the bat, like you're already kind of setting yourself up for failure, realistically.
That's a good point.
Because if you're treating a relationship like a game, and a game in which you're trying to win, that means the guy in the relationship, you're trying to make him the loser, essentially. You're trying to get the upper hand on him. And sure, that's great, I guess, if you're having fun and you want to feel good about yourself, feel confident about yourself, whatever. But at the end of the day, is that really what you want from a good, strong relationship where like you feel like you're in control and in power and like you feel like you won, you control this guy? Like, not really.
You're right. Actually, that's a really great point.
With everything else, like it's like if you want your relationship to succeed, you should want both of you to win equally. Like it shouldn't necessarily be a game where it's you versus him. It should be like you're both, as lame as it sounds, like you should be a team. Like you should be in it together. Like you should be like striving for each of you to succeed, and like you would want each of you to feel equally as good. You know, you're not necessarily looking to get the upper hand on somebody. If it's like an instance where you're not looking for a relationship, like sure, like have fun. But if you want like a genuine, like mature, strong relationship at the end of the day that's going to go long term, I don't know if I essentially want to treat it as a game right off the bat. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. So how do you find, now that you've gotten a little bit older, how do you find your dating style and like the things that you do and the things that you look for in a relationship has changed from when you were, let's say, 23, 24, 25 versus now?
I genuinely, if I don't click with somebody on a personal level, it really doesn't matter how attractive they are, like at all. I'll like, sure, like it matters initially, but like that does fade pretty quickly once you start seeing somebody over the course of like a few months. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter if you don't click with somebody personally. It's not going to work at all. For me, a big thing is if they don't have a sense of humor that is similar to mine, it'll for sure never work out.
Like, looks only get you so far. That gets you
Yeah.
like in the door, off social media, and like maybe on that first date, maybe even on the second date.
Yeah. So
And
like,
then you hook up, and then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, cool, we
yeah.
out. Like, really, if you don't have the personality, back it up.
Yeah. So like to answer the question, like if I was younger, I might completely ignore that. Like this girl might have a complete shit personality for me, but maybe she's like the hottest girl I've ever been with. So that's
Right.
all I'm focusing on. Like I'm completely ignoring her negative traits or qualities, and I'm only focusing on the good ones that are there.
Right.
Even if there's more bad than good, whatever. Now I know better because I know that shit doesn't work out long term.
Right.
So if I see any red flags right off the bat, or like if I'm not clicking with somebody personally, it doesn't matter if you're the hottest girl in the world. Like if I know it's not going to work, I know it's not worth investing time into.
I love like getting into the mind of a guy.
And
It's,
I
like,
love that
so
you chose
crazy.
me for insight.
I did. Well, we did. It
I was like,
collective.
do I really have that much to offer? And then like,
No, you have lots to offer.
and then the
Stop
more I
this.
speak, the more I'm just like, yeah, I do.
You're like, yeah,
I do know what I'm
He's like,
talking
oh,
about.
damn.
It's like, dog,
that was a good point.
Like, I'm so goddamn wise.
But honestly, even
Yeah,
since
yeah.
day one, before we even recorded our first episode, Meg said to me, she goes, we need to have Carlo on. Like, you were our number one
Yeah.
on our list of guests
You
to
were.
have
Like,
since day one.
I'll jokingly boost myself and like talk shit and be like overconfident.
Oh, he will.
Like,
He does it with me,
but
everybody.
but like I don't actually, like, I'm not cocky or anything. You know what I
No.
mean? Like,
Oh no, if you were, I would literally not talk to you.
I'm-
But we can talk for hours on the
Yeah,
phone, and
yeah.
it's just genuine, like laughs and like, you know, hyping each other up and like giving each other advice, and that's what like I appreciate, which is
yeah.
why we close like that. Now, I fortunately get to talk to you pretty much almost every day, but like even every other day. And sometimes you give me entertaining stories. I need you to tell one of the best stories from a hookup of yours.
Was it the recent one? Like the
It
work
was
one?
recent, and I think you know what it is, and I need
Yeah.
you to just spill it for the pod.
I hope I know which one it is, because if I
Spill
end up
that
saying more than
tea.
one,
Yeah, if you end up saying the wrong one, I'll be like, oh, okay, we got two, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. But no, you know the one.
yeah.
So tell me what happened.
So fuck. Okay, so essentially,
So funny.
and the fucked up thing is, I knew this going in. So I knew it's fucked up because it makes me completely like goes against everything I just said earlier. So
We do that often here.
We don't
again,
even follow our own advice.
we do that often. It's
again
fine.
to like bring up the fact that at least I'm self-aware. Like I can give like do as I say, not what I do. So I knew right off the bat I didn't click with this girl personality wise at all. I know this because I've hooked up with her before years ago, and like the hookup itself, like the sex was fine, like it's fun. Aside from that, the girl painful to be around. Fucking
We don't know what
drywall,
that
like
is.
like lifeless personality. Like
Yikes.
it fucking to the point where like I'm a nice guy. Like I can make conversation with pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
And like I'll find something to talk about if there's nothing to talk
Yeah.
about. With this one, it was like after
Wasn't
5
it?
minutes, you're just like, fuck. Like I gotta do a whole night of this. Like
Oh,
Sleep
no.
it over,
My
baby.
question, my
damn.
question first, though, before you continue the story, is how did it even get to the point of you guys hooking up with this dreadful personality, or was it just like, I just gotta
She's
do
hot,
it?
or
I
She's
was,
hot.
I was like pretty fresh off a breakup. So at
I
this
just gotta do
point, don't fuck. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm fucking going through like.
You were going through emotions. You were like, I got to get over my ex.
You're doing whatever the fuck you can to keep yourself distracted.
Right. That's fair.
That makes sense.
If that means having just somebody over, even if you don't fucking like them, whatever. So like, and I haven't seen this person in a while. So like, I almost forget or like put in the back of my mind that like I already know I don't fucking like them. Like their personality sucks. Every pet peeve of mine, like this person just fucking has on a personality level. That's not like, it just talks way too fucking loud, like indoors, like little things that wouldn't
Inside
bother a
voices,
ton of people.
ladies.
Right. She was just annoying.
Yeah, but again, like the sex was good. So I'm torn in this fucking like horny situation where I just want to
Right.
fuck basically, but like other than that, like the time spent in between, it was fucking brutal.
Did you guys cuddle? Be honest.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
feelings,
so anyway,
emotions.
like hype it up, blah blah blah. Like it's like weeks in the works. Finally get her to trust me again. It's like dipshit thing to do. I convince her to come over to like my condo, so she does, and like pretty much it's like fuck right off the bat, which was the goal.
That was the goal. See, guys, we love to hate them.
Hole in one, baby.
Yeah, so
Love to hate
like
'em.
sweet, got it out of the way, done. My mistake was telling her that she could stay the night. So now it's like fucking 6, 7 p.m. I got like probably till like midnight I have to spend with this fucking girl till the morning. And I don't work the next morning. Like I made sure to invite her over on a day where I'm not working the next day because who knows. So like
Sleep in. It could have gone well. You want to, you know,
Had breakfast.
breakfast,
Yeah.
a little munchy,
Yeah,
little
all of
Netflix
these-
and chill.
yeah,
wink,
all of
wink.
these great ideas that hypothetically sound great. And then after spending fucking half an hour with this girl, I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to do any of these things with her. Like I would I'd be so happy just like being alone for the rest of the night, which I'm too nice of a guy to like be like, listen, like
you gotta go.
you gotta go. Like I know I told you could stay over, but like
Yeah, you're not that
something
guy.
came up, like
Something
I'm
came
not
up.
feeling well right now.
so like, and I'm a late sleeper. Like
Right.
it's really fucking rare that I go to bed past like or earlier than midnight.
Yeah.
So on this night specific, like I'm finding movies that'll entertain just me. Like I'm just looking for ways to kill the time. Like if I get horny again, great. Like we fuck, whatever. But then again, it's right back to that same position. Like oh fuck, like I'm back to this like torturous. Like
Oh my God.
I'm just
Torture.
looking. I'm just
I'm
looking for
traumatized
shit
if
to
this
do.
girl ever listens to this episode.
We're
I
sorry,
fucking
but it was
hope
the
not.
funniest fucking story I've ever heard when you told me. But okay, anyways,
And so
continue.
she's just boring as fuck. And I can't. I have nowhere to go. At least if I'm at somebody else's place, I can leave.
Right.
If that was to happen, I can't just kick somebody out.
No.
Right? So I'm fucking all right, whatever. So this is the first, like, I pretty much, like, I'm like, oh, like, it's like 10, 11 o'clock. Like, oh, fuck, I'm beat. Like,
I'm so tired.
Like-
I've never been more awake
like
right
I've
now.
never been fucking more awake, but, like, if I have to, like, just, like, if I have to shut my eyes for 3 hours and just in silence,
Melatonin. I'm
like,
about to OD on that
I
shit.
would much rather just lay in silence than deal with this shit. So,
Ew, I hate that.
And
I
I-
literally hate that. I'd rather lay in silence
Yeah.
than talk to the person
Like,
I'm beside in bed. Okay,
just
good.
painful company, right?
Yikes. Okay.
Just painful fucking company. And again, so I don't like I'm a notorious late sleeper, and I'm also like a notorious thief for sleeping in. Like I'm not a morning person. And again, I don't have work the next morning. Like I potentially can sleep in all I want. And
Right.
I wake up at like 6, 7 in the morning.
Of course.
I'm like, fuck, like fuck, where's today gonna go? Like, and I'm like thinking to myself, I was like, she doesn't know I don't work today. So like and like this comes to me like quick. I'm not thinking about it. I get up, I'm like brushing my teeth in like the bathroom, whatever, and I see my work clothes in my bathroom. I'm just like, ooh. And like
no.
without even thinking, just like all you hear is like zipper, belt, like I'm just starting to dress up as if I'm going to work. She catches on and she's just like naturally she starts to dress up. I'm just like, oh, it's like it's working.
It's
Like,
working. His ploy,
I'm just like,
ladies
oh.
and gentlemen, is working.
So I'm like putting my shit on. I'm just like, oh, like, yeah, fuck, like I gotta leave in like 10, 15 minutes. Like, do you need anything? Like water, like blah, blah, blah. Like I'm trying to be nice. Like, oh, like don't rush. Like you can stay here if you want, but I have to go soon. Then she's like, no, like I'll go at the same time. I'm like, oh, okay. Like just trying to make it like just be as nice as a guy as I can about it. So walk her down. I forget what I convinced her. I was like, yeah, like I'll walk you down. Then I got to go back upstairs and make myself breakfast. Then I got to leave right after you. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. So I walk her down. She leaves my like lobby door or whatever. Come right back upstairs. I'm in like the elevator, like laughing at myself. I'm just like, holy fuck, I can't believe I just did that. I'm such a piece of shit. I have a work group chat and we're all pretty close. So I tell them exactly what happens. Like I take a video of myself in my work clothes. I'm just like, hey boys, like just so you know, I'm not working today. And
I swear to God, he sent it to his work boys and me. I was dying. Like, this guy sends me a snap or whatever of, like, him in his work clothes. Next thing I know, 20 minutes later, this guy's, like, chilling in his pajamas, fucking eating breakfast, watching TV. I'm like, yo, and then, you're a savage.
And then I take another video of me taking all my work clothes off and just, like, chucking them in a corner.
He's like, I'm living my best life.
And then it's just, like, me on the living room couch, like, by myself, like, watching cartoons.
That's commitment.
It is commitment. I mean, it's savage.
Yeah. I think the moral of the story of this is if you have a girl coming over or a guy coming over for a hookup, never let them know what your plans are the next day.
You gotta leave yourself out.
This seems so smooth.
Just if they say, oh, don't you have work? You're gonna have to be up early. All you gotta say is, I'll make it work. Don't worry. I'll make it work. Even if you're not working the next day.
You gotta leave yourself some outs.
Yes.
For sure.
You have now taught us all of that.
Stomach ache that comes up? I don't know.
So
we don't know.
Yeah, so ever since then, I was like, I gotta be real careful with who I tell to sleep over. Like,
seriously.
Like, you can't be using this now again. You know that.
Yeah.
Because people will fact check you.
No, and I won't, because I learned from that night. I was like, this is so dumb. Like, I hate my night right now. Like, I'm laying in bed, like, listening to this girl talk about fucking nonsense, and I'm just like, I want to kill myself. I'm like trying to pay attention to like some movie she has no interest in, but I do.
You're like, and here we are. No, I love that story.
And then I ghosted her and then blamed it on COVID.
Oh, COVID is the best excuse for any situation.
I was like, I've just been super depressed like lately. Like there's so much shit going on in the world. Like,
super oh my God. This motherfucker's not fucking depressed.
I feel so bad for him. I'm gonna send him a care package.
I'm just
like, that depression.
Like, he ain't depressed, ladies.
Work's been crazy. Like it's been so busy. Like
I hate you.
In reality, I'm doing absolutely nothing at work.
Isn't your work shut down?
Yeah. Like realistically, I'm having the best fucking time at work. Like I'm doing nothing.
He's literally chilling.
Group chatting.
But we love the honesty. I must say, you have been the most honest and you have given great advice this podcast. So I want to thank you because I feel like we could ramble on all night.
We have.
We have. But I'm so happy that we had a guy on this episode to kind of clear some stuff up for the ladies. And I'm happy it was you, Carlo.
Okay. What is your Instagram? Let us know.
It is at Carlo, CARLO _L23.
First, before we do our little outro, this is our season finale. First of all,
I know, it's so weird.
We gotta go out with a bang here, guys.
Hey,
I don't know what we're gonna do.
Shake your tits, baby. Okay.
I
can't even believe it. 10 episodes in. We are so proud of it. We are so thankful for everybody that listens across the world. When we get the analytics, Michelle will tell me, she's like, this person is listening to our podcast in
New Zealand there was last week, and
it's crazy.
That's why we put out on our Instagram, like, where are you guys from? Because the analytics are wild. Like, the UK is like popping. Like,
it's crazy. We are so thankful. I promise, and Michelle promises, we are gonna give and bring great content for season 2.
I fucking better be on season 2.
You want to be on season 2?
Carlo 2.0 is coming on season 2. We'll see what has changed in the next couple weeks. Yeah,
couple months. We gotta give you a couple months, baby. You gotta like bring me some more content. Yeah, no, we are super excited. Lots of good things coming up. And again, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys. We appreciate you so much. As always, don't forget to follow our socials. Our Instagram is _the podcast. Mine is Michelle Ferks with a Z.
And mine is Megan.Ashley with 2 Ys.
2 Ys, baby. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this podcast. Hopefully it helps out some of you girls out there, some of you guys. Let us know what you guys think. We can't wait to see you in season 2.
Yes, we love you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Carlo, for coming.
Thank you, Carlo.
Hey, anytime, guys.
You want to do our outro? You got to say love you.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Love you.
Love you guys. Bye.